All right, everybody, we are live. Welcome to Two Dudes Picking. I'm Adam,
Oh,
and we're two dudes.
hurry through now.
No, Gary, that's just gross, disgusting. We're two dudes picking, man. That's gross. All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much for coming out to twodudespicking.com to catch us live when we do an interview with our special guest, Joey Bada Bing, 22, live interview with the Mailman. How are you, Joey?
What's going on, guys? I just want to say, first off, thank you for inviting me onto the show. I appreciate you too. Like I said, before the scenes, I was telling you guys that I watched your last live, and I was very intrigued, like with what you guys were saying. So I can't wait for the questions you have for me and the questions I have for you. So let's jump into it.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And you're right. We've got a load of questions. We want to know all about Joey, and we want to know all about the United States Postal Service.
Oh, let's do it.
But,
It's a big topic, isn't it? It's a big topic.
It is a big topic. There are, I'm sure there's going to be people who are the first time here to our show who don't even know who Adam and Gary are. So, Gary, kick it off real quick. What's your 2-minute elevator speech about who Gary is?
I don't even know if I could even cover it in 2 minutes, to be honest. No, I'm a guy who lives in, rural Alabama who, got into picking, a few years back. I've kind of been in the game now for about, I'd say about 10 years, overall. A lot more serious within the last few years. Just kind of, using my picking to support some of my hobbies and, things like that I have. I actually got Adam into the game, a couple of years back, right before we started this. And I mean, look at the room behind him. He is addicted. He is absolutely addicted. I've created a monster. That's kind of me. Adam, I'm going to throw it back over to you. Who are you?
Oh man, been picking for 6 years. He's right. He got me into it, but I can't stay away from it. I just had a yard sale to get rid of inventory that I couldn't list and sell, and I made $400 off of old inventory that just didn't sell.
And look at all the stuff you still have. My God.
Yeah. Exactly. Check it out back here. Woo. And that was a blast. Gary and I, we work together at the same full-time job. We are part-time pickers. We do this for fun, make a little money to put in our pocket to help us buy, I don't know, new tires for the Jeep or a family vacation or a new cell phone, something like that, right? So we enjoy just doing this for fun, but it is definitely a very addicting hobby.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Joey, where are you from, man? What got you into this real quick?
So I'm from, the sunny side, Florida over here. And basically how I started with selling stuff on eBay and, going to Goodwill or garage sales and stuff. Basically, I was working in my mail truck and I'm driving down the road. And every time I come into this house, they would have packages at the front door. So, I was questioning it to myself, like, why do these people have packages? I just don't understand. So I had the courage one day to ask. I knocked on the door. And I said, hey, I'm Joey. I'm your mailman. I was just wondering, what are you doing with these packages every single day? And she's like, I sell on eBay. I was like, really? And she's like, yeah. So I did my research. I went on YouTube and I looked up eBay stuff. You know what I mean? I had no idea. Like, I knew what eBay was, but I didn't know, I had no idea. Like, I'm just a mailman, So found out what it was. I found Rally Roots and watched every single one of his videos. And then I came across Harry Tornado and I just stuck to him and I've watched every single one of his and I'm his biggest fan. So yeah, that's basically how I started.
That's excellent. I hear you talk about Mr. Harry Tornado quite a bit.
Yeah.
You recently made a trip up there with your friend Drew. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about how much of a life experience that was.
You guys, how I explained it to Josh is basically, the Make-A-Wish Foundation where the kid, he's sick or something like that, and he gets to go meet his favorite baseball player or football player. That's kind of how I
Oh man.
analogy type of deal. I really love the dude. He's down to earth. If he lived near me, like we'd be best friends without eBay, YouTube, anything. Like I would be doing like some type of podcast thing like this, you know? So love the dude. Me and Drew went on a live together on my show, and we're like brothers now. So he lives only about 2 hours away from me. He lives in Orlando. So we want to plan to hang out more and go thrifting and make some more videos. But yeah, basically we just were like, he called me and he was like, hey, Joey, do you want to go meet Harry Tornado? I said, what? We're going to go meet Harry Tornado? Like, that's impossible. He lives in South Carolina. And he was like, Joey, we only live once. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. So we contacted his wife like 3 weeks in advance. We're like, hey, look, this is what we want to do. Do you mind us coming down? And she was like, Joey and Drew, he talks about you guys all the time. I was like, this is great. I love it. You know, so
I knew you had to be communicating through his wife, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right, yeah, the cruise director. Yeah. So
she's probably the one who knows how the calendar goes anyway.
Right.
But that's awesome. That is totally awesome. And the fact that she kept it secret the whole time. What time did y'all end up getting there? Was it late in the night or early in the morning? What was it?
So listen to this. It was my brother's birthday, and I felt bad because I told my brother, I was like, look, I'm not going to be here for your 10th birthday. And he was like crying and stuff, and I felt so bad. So I said, Drew, look, I can't leave Saturday night. We're going to have to leave like midday on Sunday. He's like, dude, no worries. Like, family's first. And I was like, please, man, I just want to be there for my brother's birthday. So
that is awesome.
Hung out with him for like 2 or 3 hours in the morning. And sorry.
No, that's cool.
No, we're fostering cats right now.
Yeah.
And they're like laying on my lap. But I left my house because I'm 2 hours from him. So I left, I think it was at like 12 o'clock. And then I got to him around 2:30 because I had to charge my Tesla a little bit. Like I only have 220, like, what is it called? 220 miles per like charge and stuff. So I wanted to be safe enough to get there. So I charged for like 20 minutes, got to him. And then basically we left from there and started driving. And we were like an hour out. We were having a great conversation and we just hear, doo, 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 doo. I'm like, Drew, what's going on, dude? He's like, dude, I don't know. My car's never done this. Like, and then like we had to go to the AutoZone. And they put some plug in the car and it figured out like what was wrong with the car. And we go to like we're in the AutoZone. He fixes the problem. I don't know how he did it. The guy's a genius. He got like a box cutter, cut it out, like the plastic or something on it. Sorry. Cut the plastic out. And he fixed it. I was like, dude, you're nuts. I would have got a rental car. Like I would have left this car here, you know? So and then we got there around, I think it was 11:30 at night. And I was telling his wife, I was like, keep him up. Like, please, like we want to, come see him. So yeah.
I could only imagine how Josh was thinking how crazy she was for making him stay up like that and everything. Yeah. That's a good story though. Gary's the mechanic in the house. He's that Jeep that he works on all the time.
We're at two completely different ends of the automotive spectrum. I'll say that. Yeah. If we had a race actually from one point, I don't know who would actually win because I would always be in the gas station. You would just have to wait on your car to charge. And so, I don't know who would actually win.
Right.
But I'd always be fixing it too.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, we got a bunch of traffic going on. I want to say hey to some people. Let's see. We got Miss Jennifer Hayes for showing up. Appreciate you. Art Bandalay, whom I think goes by Dan, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Thanks for coming out, Art. And we got Colby A. Thanks for coming out, Colby. Let's go. That's Joey's line.
Let's go.
Take it. All right, couponing with Jermaine. Hey, Jermaine, if I'm not mistaken, isn't he the guy that y'all met in that Goodwill that one time?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Army. He's a really awesome dude, really down to earth.
Thanks for joining us out here, Jermaine. I appreciate it. We got Philly Picker. What's up, everyone? We're doing great. How are you, buddy? And that's where we're at right now. We got let's see here. Jermaine asked us a question. Let's see what he says. What he just explained is how I felt when I met him and Drew and Harry Tornado. I bet,
awesome. Yeah.
like, your head is in the clouds. You probably don't know what's going on, right, man?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then let's see, 2 dudes, y'all on Instagram first before I saw y'all's channel, but I'm definitely a subscriber now. Thank you, man.
We
I appreciate it.
Subscribing, man.
Oh, for sure.
Excellent. We just released a video today about a yard sale I put on this past weekend. I'm editing another video. I'll tell y'all about that later because it's one of the segments. Teaser. All right.
Can't leave us hanging like that. No.
Gotta leave you hanging, man. Well, let's get to know our guest a little bit more, shall we? Joey, we prepared a few questions that we're going to sound off with for you. All right? Are you ready for this? Let's get to know Joey Bada Bing 22 a little bit more. So you told us about how you got started with your reselling and why. I'm wondering, have you ever tried retail arbitrage?
Yeah, I have. Basically what I've done for just retail arbitrage is I go to like Ross, and I love shoes. So I've been to Ross a couple times. The only bad thing is I have Sprint service. So when I go into that building, there's no service. So what I have, it's terrible. So when I go into the building, I'll take pictures of like either the Nike tags on the inside or the Adidas or, you know, whatever shoe it is. And then I'll go outside and I'll look them all up. And if they're worth something, I'll run back in as quick as possible and go pick up some shoes. I picked up some LeBron James shoes, like Soldier 10, something like that. And I've picked up Kobe's. So I've picked up 2 pairs of those. So
that is one way to do it, man. I guess you're getting a signal. You got to do what you got to do.
To make money, you got to do what you got to do.
I think. Go ahead, Adam.
I was just going to say, I think Ross sometimes just has like a dead zone because I've got Verizon and sometimes it's still dead in Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Like I was going to say that sometimes Ross also has these like really, really awesome sales. I don't know if it's like that where you are, but I mean, the end of the year or so, they do almost like a fire sale where they're selling like shoes for literally $1.
I know.
We've had that experience up here, you know, in central Georgia, you know, central Alabama. I don't know if it's the same down there in Florida, but there's been several pairs of like, you know, cleats and other, you know, Nike, Under Armour, you know, things like that we bought for, and I'm not kidding, $1 or $2 and then turn around and sell it for $40-$50, you know, after the fact, brand new. But I don't know if you guys have that same experience down there.
Yeah. You know, I've done very little of it because when, you know, the virus hit and everything, I only went a couple times. And when I tried to go back they were still closed even when everything was open. So they actually just reopened. I haven't even been since March, you know?
Really?
Yeah. So it's been that long.
They opened back up for us, I think the end of May or first week of June. And they haven't closed back. So, and I didn't get to go the day they opened. I called them. I'm telling you, I called them daily trying to find out when are you going to open your doors. And
calling us, we'll let you know.
But see, that's just it. I called them because I knew they weren't going to let me know, and they didn't. I called them on a Friday. They said they didn't even know when they were going to open their doors. I didn't call them on Saturday, and they opened their doors on Sunday. So I missed it. I didn't even make it until I went back into
all that effort. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I was going to say, like, you know, I don't know how it's going to be going forward, but I know that, you know, up here, the TJ Maxx's, the Ross's, and all that. I mean, I'm just going to say it looks like they've been looted. I mean, there's nothing on the shelves. I mean, even the standard items that they have, it seems very, very bare bones. And I wonder if there's sort of any sort of production, you know, cuts that have been done, you know, with where they're getting their goods from and all that we're going to feel this ripple effect for a little bit. I know that, you know, most shoes are made overseas. And so that could be sort of thing. Again, I haven't really, you know, been out to look at it as much lately, but Adam, you know, or Joey, have you guys experienced anything like that? Seeing, you know, things like shoes or other items kind of coming short?
Our Burlington is cleaned out. I have to live vicariously through people like the LA Thrifter who seem to have tons of inventory at their Ross in Burlington, because Burlington here is cleaned out, and it's been 2 months and they haven't gotten any good stuff. For a good hot minute, I thought they were actually like they weren't going to make it through, like they were going to shut the store down.
Right.
They said no. They said no. We're getting a new truck next week. I went back next week, and they didn't really get any good stuff. But what about you, Joey? Is it cleaned out near you? Oh, so, you said they haven't reopened yet, right?
Well, no, they reopened. What I was thinking was I haven't been, but I actually did go. We were at her mom's parents' house, and we went there, and we went to a Ross in there. I tried to look as quick as I possibly could, but I didn't have enough time because they were closing the store. So, but I haven't been to the one near me, like by my house, but the one where I was at it was in Melbourne. There was a lot of stuff there, but it was a Sunday. So, you don't know, because normally in the middle of the week, they stock their stuff. So,
yeah, I'm familiar with Melbourne. We got a couple of people in my family who live over there.
Okay.
Let's say hello to Mr. Taylor Exchange, man. I appreciate you coming by and sticking with us for the podcast. And what's Colby saying? I've walked into a new thrift store and lost entire service. It's like, time to fly blind. Yeah. It's like, wish you had a Verizon booster pack in your book bag or something that you could take with you.
That's a tough feeling, because like you walk in and you can't price anything out, and it's all gambling at that point. You're at the poker table and you haven't even looked at your hand.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Very strange.
All right. So how about this, Joey? Do you have a goal other than just making extra income?
My goal is to be financially free.
Good one.
To be able
Way to go.
to be able to do, like, basically not whatever I want, to have fun and live my dream the way I want it to be. I don't want to be a normal 9-to-5 job. Being a mailman is amazing. It's gotten me this house. It's got me in my car, my dreams. And I'm blessed to be where I'm at. But I want to keep growing. I want to keep moving up, and I want to work smarter, not harder. You understand what I'm saying? So,
oh yeah.
That's the goal. I want to be financially free, and I'm going to do it. And I have goals, and this is my goal. I don't think I've told anyone, like, on live or like anything, but I want to make 6 figures. If I'm making 6 figures, I'm out. I just want to live life. And if I do it, and I'm doing the way I'm doing it and keep growing, it's endless from there. So
yeah, there's nothing to stop you, really. And, I was actually going to comment on that, because Adam and I always talk about how we do this as sort of like a hobby. It's a side gig, to supplement our income, to sort of support our habits, some good, some bad. But, we've always sort of toyed around with the idea, especially when we go picking in Atlanta. We go to the big city, and, we're coming home with, I'm not joking, a truckload full of stuff.
That's awesome.
And I say to Adam, it's like, why in the world aren't we doing this full time? Because we could make our salary that we make now. Why on earth aren't we doing this? It must be for the benefits, right? Yeah. But the dental plan. But
healthcare.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But, that's the thing, is that, what you just mentioned is the fact that you can make a living at it. And you believe that you can make a living at it. And we've always said that as well. That if you were to push hard for that would be something that you could definitely achieve. So kudos to you.
Thanks.
Yeah, man, that's a good goal. I've tried to talk my daughter into the fact that, okay, Gary and I have said to each other several times, if we had started doing this when we were younger, we would have, and we would be it. Like, that's all we would have been doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell right now. Anyway.
I'm trying to tell my daughter, this is better than working at a grocery store. This is better than waiting tables. This is better than fast food. Like,
and you'll get paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to get that into her head. And we did about 3 months ago. We opened her up a store on Mercari.
Nice.
And she listed some stuff coming out of her own closet. And she made that first sale. And she got a taste. I wouldn't say she's hooked yet. But last 2 weeks ago, she sold about $40 worth of stuff. And that is what got her hooked. She was like, Dad, what else am I going to list? I've listed everything I got. I was like, all right. So That's good. That's good. That's good goals too. You don't.
In your pocket. That's all it takes. And I can't imagine as a kid. I mean, think of what how old's your daughter? What, 15? She's 15 now, right, Adam?
She's 14.
14. So $40 at 14 years old.
That's $1 million to me.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, imagine
She has nothing to spend it on.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. So
more inventory.
yeah, if she were to make $300-400 in a month or something like that, just doing, kind of piddling around, going to the store with you, or selling your overstock or whatever, that's a fortune to someone who's 14. And the path that can put her on, the lessons it teaches you as well at that age about managing business, about managing expenses and all that. I mean, kids don't get taught that early, especially. Usually, most of that stuff you got to find out on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to you as well for getting her started in that.
Let's take a second real quick. Taylor's asking a question to Gary and I. He had first asked, are y'all both reselling part-time? And I said, yes, we are. And he said, how much would you need to go full-time? Gary, you want to say that first?
I'd need my salary. I mean, honestly, but the thing is that if you really think about it, and it's so funny, Adam and I were testing, the capabilities last night to make sure everything went smooth. And we actually got into this discussion. We said that, what would it take? And, in a way, if I made my salary in eBay sales now, it would almost be like getting a raise because I could write so much off on my taxes, I would think, that I couldn't ordinarily write off whenever I'm working a 9 to 5 and getting a W-2. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're paying, about 25% off the top whenever you're an employee of anywhere. There's a lot that you can write off with a business license. That would be the first thing I would do is actually incorporate my business, to make sure that I have a tax ID, to make sure everything like that, is good for tax purposes to where I can, take advantage of that to the fullest. So in a way, I have more flexibility in that, that I think that I could actually bring in more cash per month if I sold the same amount as my salary and just kept that money back for taxes. At least I get to keep the interest on whatever is kept in savings until I have to post it. But so that's, I think, what I would have to do is I would have to probably make at least 3/4 of my salary to feel comfortable, and then my full salary to feel, like I haven't missed a beat.
I echo you, Gary, and I'll add to that. My wife is a school teacher, and she gets an option for health and dental as well, just like I do. And I honestly, it was a shock to me a couple of years ago that when I realized that if both of you have an option, then it's more money with whichever one you go to. But if you only have one option, then it's less money. But to cover health and dental and stuff like that wouldn't be a problem. So I'd have to cover at least my salary. How about you, Joey? Let's throw the question at you. When are you going to turn full time?
Basically, when I have sources of income, multiple sources of income coming in. That's why I feel safe right now with what I'm doing. Working full time, being a mailman, and working just part time. And if I was full time, it would be blowing out of proportion. Like how you guys were saying. Like I said, I think 6 figures is good for me. 6 figures net. I'm not talking gross. I'm talking net. So with everything said and done. So that's my goal.
Do you use anything to track your sales?
So yeah, I have been I've been writing down like in notes. Before I wasn't, which was terrible, and now I'm writing everything down. Basically, how much I bought it for, what I sold it for, and just keeping a system. And now on eBay, they have like a section where it shows all your stuff like on eBay, which is awesome. It's a new thing that they have, and it saves you a lot of time too. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, man, you got to keep up with it, even if you're doing it part-time.
Yeah.
I keep a nice spreadsheet that tells me how long did it take to sell, what platform did it sell on, which brings me to a new question. Do you sell on more than just eBay?
No, I strictly eBay and that's it. I'm not doing multiples, and I make a mistake and someone buys it and I didn't take it off because I'm sleeping, or if I'm working and I can't just get on my phone, you know what I mean? And just stuff like that. And I just strictly stay on one thing. And if I was full-time, I potentially may think about that. But for now, one thing is good for me.
I think that's a wise decision. The juggling of a multi-platform when you're doing it part-time, meaning you can't put all your attention to it at any point in time, you could put yourself in a pickle, especially if you got lucky enough that a hot item sold on both platforms, say overnight or something like that. Excellent. So I've been meaning to ask you, how did you talk Destiny into going thrifting with you and starting? I've got to know. I got to get my wife involved with this. Tell us your secret.
Listen, it was very, very hard. You have no idea. Humans have, and what we live in right now in the state of whatever we're doing, people think a 9-to-5 job, or I need to have a job to make money. You don't need to. There's so many things in this world that you can do without having a real job. You know what I mean? Yeah. College was not for me. And I knew that straight off the bat. It's just, I'm wasting my money, first of all, and I'm going to school for what? I have no idea. And we don't know. So, what I wanted to tell her was, she went to UF. She got her bachelor's degree in criminology. And that's amazing. But she applied for 15 jobs. Nobody hired her because she had no experience. Now she's sitting here with a bachelor's degree in criminology. And it's just, what do you do? What do you do now? You know what I'm saying? So she got a job at a law firm. She's doing that. And then the virus hit. And I told her, I was like, Des, I call her name's Des to me. I call her Des, but I was like, Des, look, this was before she got the job at the law firm and she didn't know what to do. And I was just starting on eBay. And I was like, look, you see me bringing packages every day, 2 to 3 items a day I'm bringing to work. And you see what I'm selling, why don't you try to do it? No, I want a real job. I'm like, okay.
The real job.
Yeah. Right. So now, now she's like telling me, because she went back to her job yesterday for the first time. And since March, for like 6 months. So she's like, I don't want to go back to work. She's been doing eBay. She's been going to Goodwill every single day. She's used to it. And now she sees where I'm spending 1 hour of my time to make this much amount of money when I could be in Goodwill buying something for $2 and selling it for $50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just like, now you want to listen to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah.
So now she sees the light. And once you see the light, like how you said about your daughter, I mean, it doesn't stop. I get goosebumps talking about it because I get excited.
It's a good deal, man.
And the crazy thing about this thing too is that it won't even stop at Goodwill. You'll be anywhere. Somewhere's having a sale, and can I make money on that? And the funny thing is that eventually you'll start saying, okay, is Goodwill the tip of the iceberg? Is there something else I can do? Can I buy lots? Can I buy all these other things? And I'm sure that there's some folks out there, and if you have experience, please post it in the comments. Please post a question to us or in the chat. If you have experience buying up lots of different things and, selling them, or doing drop shipping or whatnot, then please, by all means, share your experience. Something I thought about dabbling in myself, just because of the fact that, if I can increase the size of my reach, to different items and, even if I don't have to carry the inventory myself.
Exactly.
Because that's another, we'll talk about those bones of contentions with spouses about where do you put all this stuff. But, that's even better that I could just, get the order, ship it out, that type of thing. I don't even have to get my hands dirty. But,
Colby says, wife plus picking equals no more profits.
Dude, for real.
And I guess that goes with the old cliche of what's hers is hers and what's mine is hers.
Mm-hmm.
My wife always steals the Coach sunglasses that I find. I don't know why, So, but she has this thing for Coach sunglasses, and so every time I find some for $1.20, that I know I can sell for $50, $60, it's like, ooh, I like those. I'm gonna stop showing you things. I'm not showing you what I think of. So.
Paige has taken one thing from me. I found a pair of. I think they were like coral orange, like 2-inch Prada heels. And I didn't pay any more than $4 for them. Mm-hmm. And I would have never guessed that she would have liked those type of shoes. Like, I know my wife, she doesn't wear those shoes. I came home with them. She put them on. She wore them everywhere. She wouldn't take them off.
Sensor. Okay, this wasn't a collector item at that point.
I guess there's a reason why Prado's so high in price, and she just found out why. Right. All right. So, how long is your lunch break, Joey? I know you do some thrifting on your lunch break. We do thrifting on our lunch break too. I'm guessing maybe you got to stick to the clock in your job.
Oh, yeah.
So how long do you get to pick on your lunch break?
So I got 30 minutes, and I have a set routine that I run through this store like no tomorrow, and they know to get out of my way when I'm in there because I'm like a bull just trying to find some cool stuff, I take about 10 to 15 minutes kind of just grabbing everything. Mm-hmm. And then I'll sit down. They have like a little couch, and I sit there and I look everything up as quick as I can. I got like 5 minutes to do that. Then I got to get into line and then, work from there. So, I got to really watch out because I got in trouble for not going to Goodwill, but having an extended lunch break one time where I wasn't looking at the time. And this was before doing eBay and, doing all that stuff. But so
it was something else.
It was a bunch, a couple mailmans just hanging out, having lunch, not looking at the time. And so I didn't want to get in trouble again. So I really watch my time. I time myself. I put on my iPhone. I put a timer on, and I kind of know when I'm walking through the store to let's go. You know what I mean?
So let's be a little bit more specific. Have you got 30 minutes to shop or 30 minutes total on your lunch break?
Total. Like I got
you're eating in Goodwill and looking at all the shoes.
This is the best thing. This is the best thing. So I don't eat my lunch until like we're allowed a 10-minute break like on the street. So that's when I eat. I eat in 10 minutes.
There you go.
So, I don't need 30 minutes just to eat. You know what I mean? So I take my time wisely, so,
Protein bar in between.
Yeah, like a snack while I'm driving,
I totally get you. All right. Lightning round, Joey. You ready for this? I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I'm going to give you two options. And off to the top of your head, give me the first one that is Joey Bada Bing 22. All right. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Round one, iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Why?
Because I love it.
All right. Ariel or Jasmine?
Oh, Ariel.
All right. Ranch or blue cheese?
Blue cheese.
Is that chicken wings and is that like chicken fingers and buffalo wings, or do you change up based on what you're eating?
I mean, I usually eat boneless chicken wings. I'm not really like a chicken wing guy, but if I'm eating with the family, I'll eat chicken wings, but I'm more of a boneless chicken.
Okay. You got Chick-fil-A? I know you got Chick-fil-A.
The funniest thing is I actually got food poisoning from Chick-fil-A, so I'll never eat again. And that was the only fast food place I would eat. And I don't eat fast food. So
I think Truett Cathy is flipping over in his grave right now.
If you told that story to Chick-fil-A, you would actually probably get free Chick-fil-A for life.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
All right. Morning person or night owl?
Both.
Oh, wait. Pick one.
You don't sleep then. Is that what you're saying?
I'm probably more of a morning person.
You never sleep, huh?
Well, I don't know what it is. I could stay up late and then wake up early. Like, you know what I mean? I always wake up early. I don't know why. I just do.
So are you like, let's go all day long?
Well, I'm not crazy. I'm not like psycho crazy, but I'm an energetic, I just want to have a good day. But I'm definitely a let's go person all day. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm tired or not. Like, I just want to have a happy day, dude. You only live once. So
that's where you get all your attention, man. I can watch your video, and by the time I'm done, I feel better than I did whenever I started the video. Awesome. Good deal. All right, last one. Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme?
Krispy Kreme.
Oh, thank God. If you had said Dunkin', I was about to kick you off now.
I would have loved to
Adam doesn't mean that. Dunkin' is like a religion up north, So.
That is actually a point of contention in my family. Dunkin', it's not really Dunkin' Donuts, but we have one. Gary, is it local? It's Golden Donuts. Is that just local to our area?
It's more local to ours, but my God, I wish it wasn't, because everybody could experience it. Is
What, Golden Donuts?
yeah. You don't like that?
No,
Are you
I
serious?
like Krispy Kreme better. I do like Golden, but I like Krispy Kreme a lot better.
You haven't
That's
had
the point of contention in my family. All right.
So I was gonna say before you move on that you got to specify Ariel as the mermaid or Ariel as the human. I think that actually has some impact on that. It's like,
does that change your answer?
No, I knew what you're talking. I love Disney, so
All right.
I caught on.
We got a few new faces over here that are on our. We got Salvador's Mercado. Sorry, just subscribe, dude. Thanks so much. Can I call you Sal? I feel like we're part of the family now because you subscribe.
Yo, how you doing?
All right. Thanks so much. Colby says Duncan is a word. Okay. As in like Duncan. Okay.
Colby, are you from the north? Because again, I understand, up in the Massachusetts area, I mean, them's fighting words.
And then Robert says Duncan or go home.
Notice where Robert's from, by the way. Robert in Maine. Hey, I think I know Robert in Maine.
All right, guys. I want everybody to say hello to my dad who is joining us right now.
What's up, Dad?
Hey,
Resell is the easiest money you'll ever make, whether it's part-time or full-time. Wish I had the stamina of you young dudes. Dude, I'm telling you, he's as long as I've known him, as long as I can remember, he's been a self-employed reseller of some type. He kills it at the game, and he's done it all his life. Nice. All right. So let's move on to the United States Postal Service interview with a mailman, Joey Bada Bing. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. First question, Joey. Regional boxes. How exactly do you use them when shipping on eBay? Do you know? I know there's limitations with the pounds and stuff, but there's no drop-down option and there's no radio button to choose a regional box. So how exactly do you use regional boxes in shipping on eBay?
I thought there was a section because I actually have shipped out regional A and B before just because of the size. It was like perfect size, so I just threw it in there.
Okay.
I thought, isn't there an option? There should be.
Man, I scoured it up and down before I wrote that question down because I've looked for it myself 100 times.
I'm going to have to do some background knowledge on that.
Maybe it's on the size of store you have or how much you sell or something that becomes an option. Y'all, if you know in the chat one way or another, go ahead and fill us in on that. So I guess since it's not an option, I'm assuming what I would do is I would put in 2 pounds in the dimensions of the box, even though it weighed 7 pounds. That sound about right?
Yeah, I would do the same thing, honestly. But I think there is an option. I have to double check because I've used it twice. I've used the regional A and B, so I remember putting in the regional. So
were you shipping a cannonball?
Back to the cannonball story. You're gonna make me relive that.
No, it just fit perfectly in the box, so I just used it.
Excellent. All right. So, are you allowed to Frankenbox flat rate priority boxes, specifically the flat rate kind?
No, those strictly really have to be like a medium flat rate or a large flat rate because that's just their policy. If you use a different box, like I think it's called like the 1095s or the 1092s, like the ones you put in like Guitar Hero, guitars or something like that, you can do anything, or like the shoe box. You can cut those up whatever you want to do, but the flat rates you just don't want to mess with because I don't you don't want to have to pay a certain fee or something like that, or it gets sent back to you because you didn't pay the right amount.
Mm-hmm. So there was so this is going to lead me to a question that wasn't on the outline. So I'm catching you off guard, Gary. You said this yesterday. Is it just up to the guy that's behind the counter when you drop it off? I know there's guidelines, but is it up to how they interpret the guidelines?
It honestly could. Like, there's some people at my job where they're like, "Oh no, this needs to be like this," So, and there's just some people who are just like, whatever, So, I mean, if it gets passed, it gets passed. But sometimes, like, they'll might even send it back. Like, I think I've seen that before.
I will count myself lucky then. and that's because I sold some drums, some rock band drums, and I did a Frankenbox with some large flat rate priority boxes because that's all I had to fit them in. And I had watched someone else's video who said that they asked their USPS guy behind the counter when they were dropping it off, and they said, yes, it's okay to do that. So I'm going to take your word for it, though, Mr. Mailman. I'm going to, because I'm talking to you and nobody else. I'm going to take your word for it.
The good thing that the federal government would never know, like you've ever recorded that.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll find it somehow.
That's right. So that kind of leads me to the next question, and I'm afraid I might know the answer now based on that one. Is it really considered mail fraud to use a padded flat rate envelope for bubble padding inside of something else?
I mean, technically it really is, because then you're using something that is not meant for what it's supposed to be. And basically, you are getting these for free, but I'll be honest, I've used them for bubble, before. I'm sure everybody has, but like if I was like, I don't know what I was shipping one day. I think it was like some uranium glass or something like that.
Yeah.
And I
uranium glass, like uranium, like is that like a brand? Please tell me it's a brand. Like
no, it's
glow in the dark.
I had no idea what it was before. It's something that glows in the dark. Like it's a glass kind of like this, and then you shine a black light to it, and it like glows green. Like it's a vintage uranium glass. Look it up. It's really cool.
I am gonna look that up. I need to set up. Yeah, Adam,
it's cool. Like if you're thrifting, it's something cool to have like on you. Like if you're like thrifting and you see some glass that looks kind of greenish, or it's like a cool like sculpture of glass that kind of looks old. You bring it's a little flashlight. I have one, and you shine the light on it, and you kind of like hold it close to you or something like that, and just like see if it like shines like green, because they're worth a lot of money if you find something that's
That reminds me of when you used to have to hold something glow in the dark up to a light and then kind of capture it.
Yeah, you're like trying to look at it.
Right.
Hey, we got a question for you, Joey, from Taylor Exchange. Are you a stickler for the shipping rules?
You know what, dude? It doesn't really bother me.
Do you need to plead the fifth on that one?
I just say do the right thing. Do the right thing, and everything will be okay.
Excellent.
Yeah. Don't start no ish, there won't be no ish. But
something along those lines.
Yeah.
So your story of how you got into reselling reminded me of a question, and I was always curious. Whenever I fill out the shipping pickup request at the end of the day, because I had some great sales and I've got maybe 8 or 9 or 10 boxes on my porch, or when I show up at the post office with 8 or 9 or 10 or 12 boxes because I had a good weekend, do the USPS get people mutter under their breath about us? Do they talk about us?
I mean, I'm sure people do. Me considerably. Even before picking up, or even me being before eBay, before anything, like just picking up packages, it's part of our job. It's not, people think of it as, oh, there's another package, but, and I think of it different now. Like, these people need these packages to go out. And what if they were mine? I would want them to be out, as perfect as possible. And I'm a perfectionist. I need everything to be set in stone, like,
Yeah.
But like I said, before eBay, I would have to scan every package. I want to make sure it's scanned. And I didn't know nothing about eBay, but these people need it scanned, because if it doesn't get scanned, like I've tried it. I didn't scan a package, one of my packages, just to see what would happen. And it was like a smaller item. It wasn't like a $100 item or something, So I was like, let me just see what happens, just to test it. And I always scan my packages in. So I scan my packages in and I disperse them to wherever they go, like priority, first class, media mail, or turnaround where it's going like either down to Miami or, West Palm. So what was I saying?
You were testing the scanning.
I don't know why I lost my train of thought. I was testing it, and once I just put it in the box without scanning. and it doesn't scan when you go, like if it goes to Orlando or Georgia, or if it's going to New York. It only scans when it's at the front door or like in the mailbox. And that's how like it's crazy. So
wow.
you really have to, that's why I tell everybody, make sure they scan it, because you're never going to get that scan point all the way until it's delivered, and then your customer's like, where's my package? Like, well, you didn't ship it, you know what I mean? And when it says label created,
Right.
But yeah.
That's crazy. Here I am thinking, I'm glad I got you on the show. Here I am thinking that there's an actual scanner at every drop point, right? Between here in Columbus, our I guess it's a regional area is Macon. Like everything goes through Macon, no matter where it's going in the world. One time I was sending something to, I think it was just Tennessee, and it went to Macon, and then it went to Atlanta, and then it went back to Macon, and then it went to Tennessee. I think it was a mess up, but it's one of those things I'm thinking you're getting scanned along the way every time. But
which is awesome.
So then how do they know where it actually is in the process if it's not getting scanned? Is it like it's on the airplane that's going, or it's on the truck that's going to Macon? So we assume it got there?
It's funny. It's gonna get there. It's gonna get there, but it won't show up on eBay or like on tracking. It just doesn't. It needs that first initial scan. It's weird. It shouldn't be like that, but that's the way it is. But it still will get there. It still will get there.
But that's really good to know. I feel like I'm behind the scenes. I like that. Colby's got a comment about the uranium glass. He says it's black like reactive. It's infused with uranium. It's not radioactive though. So I'm glad he pointed that out.
Good fun fact.
Thank you, Colby.
My man, Colby.
All right. I got to ask you a question about some media mail. And I read on the website a lot about what does media mail cover, what does media mail not cover. And I want to get specific. Does media mail cover Blu-ray movies?
That's a good question. I don't think so. I think it's more of like books. Well, you don't even, I don't even know.
Okay. So it says
DVDs.
DVDs.
Yes. Because it says DVDs, but like, it doesn't say like a DVD like player, so
it makes me wonder if it just hasn't been updated in 40 years.
Yeah. Maybe 50 years. I don't know.
It's a disc, right? It's a disc.
It's more of a disc or like a book or stuff like that.
So do y'all do actual media mail audit checks?
They actually do. They actually do check. If it feels funny or things are moving out around like a circular item maybe, or that you can tell, like you can feel it, yeah, like hello.
That's probably the most abused one that's out there because of the low cost incentive for the weight that people try to ship everything media mail,
because you will get caught, and I'm sure there's some type of, I don't know what the discipline is, but probably
charge you or return it, right?
Yeah, probably something along those lines.
All right, so Gary, tell us about your yearbook question with media mail.
Oh God, yeah. All right, so there's like a thing in the media mail guidelines about that you can't ship like anything with advertising media mail. All right, well, I sold like a yearbook that was from the 1950s. I mean, the majority of the businesses in there don't even exist anymore. It's not really what I would even consider advertising. But the lady at the post office, the front desk, told me, because they looked in my media mail package one day and saw that I had shipped out a yearbook from the 1950s. And the next time I went in there, she mentioned it to me, and she says, you're not allowed to ship yearbooks because of the advertising in the back. And I'm like, what? Like, but
look, I don't know.
Are we even considering this advertising? I mean, it's even if it is advertising, it's probably a local business and I'm sending it across the country. Are we really getting down to those nuts and bolts on this? But
And we're talking from the 70 years ago. So I don't know how you can advertise, even if it was a small business or whatever it was,
Tell you what, if I found a coupon from the 50s and it didn't have an expiration date on it, I'm taking it to Bed Bath & Beyond.
For sure. For sure.
That's right. Yeah. So it was just one of those circumstances where I thought, okay, is this person just overplaying their hand on the rules, or is it something that this is really a hard fast rule you have to go by? That if you even ship your kids' yearbook, across the country that they just got, for example, would you not be able to send a media mail because Tom's Barbecue Shack has an ad in it, in the back of it? It just seems weird.
I've never heard of that. So I don't, maybe they were just trying to be smart in front of a postmaster or something like that. I have no idea. That's weird. It's a book. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's obviously not intended for the purpose of advertising.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be one thing if I was shipping a catalog. I get it.
If it was a catalog, I understand. But we're talking about a yearbook. I mean, come on.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
I remember in high school I had to go to local places in my hometown asking if they would sponsor a page in the yearbook or something like that, and that's all it is. They gave us $20, you get a quarter of a page. You get $50, you get a half a page. That's really all it is, anyway.
Yeah. And if you show them this thing, you get a free drink with your order or whatever.
You get half a meal for free.
Right.
All right, we're going to roll into a new segment, everybody. It's one of our favorites. It's called Hot or Not.
Hot or Not.
This is a point in time in our video where we like to all come up with one of those BOLO items that we call hot, or one of those items that we just can't get rid of, so you should not pick it up. All right, Gary, you're up first. What is your hot?
My hot, and of course, this is going to be a little bit more regional to some folks, but who knows? You may see it. The hot that I have is Under Armour, but specifically, it's going to be anything that's Under Armour tactical related. Okay. So if Under Armour is making anything for the military, and you see this with base layer shirts, you see this with, different types of equipment that they do offer, then absolutely pick it up. I'm always a big fan of picking up anything that's military related, especially in today's modern military. The equipment that they have is almost state of the art for multiple purposes, whether it be, kicking down doors in Fallujah or going camping. You can do a lot with whatever it is, right? So it's very versatile. But even, when it comes to vintage military, people tend to collect that stuff. But as far as what I'm seeing, Under Armour, tactical things, most likely you'll see not dry fit, but like their base layer shirts and things like that. They'll sell very quickly. Usually you can pick them up for a couple of bucks whenever you see them.
Good deal. Tacticals in general, you can pretty much bank on tactical. There's a few low key brands, but honestly, even if you pick them up for low dollars, $4 or less, they'll still sell.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a quick fun fact on that too. One time I was in Goodwill and I was going through the clothing. And again, we live close to one of the biggest military bases in the world, Fort Benning, Georgia. And I was just going through, some of the uniforms and things like that, seeing if there was anything unique. And I came across something that kind of struck my eye, is that there was a jacket, military jacket. It was military issue, had the military issue tags and everything like that, made by Patagonia. Right? Oh. It had a Patagonia tag on the inside of it. And it kind of made me go, okay, what's going on? Like, why is that a thing? Apparently, they only issue Patagonia to top tier operators. These are the dudes that go shoot Bin Laden in the face type guys. Those types of dudes get the absolute best equipment that you can offer. And so they contract with these different companies to get that equipment. So if you ever see something like that, absolutely pick it up. Because now you're in the next level of military gear, stuff that's not even available to your normal GI. You're talking about stuff that's, only available to SEAL teams, upper level, Delta Force and all that. So
that's awesome. That's
good
really
deal.
Cool. I learned a lot right there. That's awesome.
I did that day too.
Got a question for you, Joey, from Dragon Value Home. Have you hit your 2,000 subscribers yet?
No, I'm at currently 1,918 subscribers without counting.
So y'all go out there and subscribe to Joey Bada Bing 22. Get him there.
Almost there.
And he's also asking about your watch time. Are you close?
I just got monetized. I just got
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a huge goal right there, man. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. So Joey, what's your hot? You got a hot item?
All right. So my hot item right now is On Cloud shoes. I don't know if you guys ever heard of them. They are the absolute best shoe, even if they are dirty to the max. I mean, these shoes go for like $150 to $200 retail. And even if they're pre-owned, I mean, they're selling at $80, $70. Those shoes, they always fly off my shelf. So I always have to look out for those. They're just an amazing looking shoe. Like, I honestly want to buy my own pair. And I'm a Nike guy, but those shoes are awesome. So those are my hot.
I've heard good things about them. I actually have, and being active, it's a brand I haven't ever worn, but I've heard good things. But before I drop, that much money on something like that, I want to know it's good. So
yeah.
I have not come across any On Clouds myself.
I just bought a pair. I bought two pairs at the same time. I bought one for $7 and one for $4. It was like the best day of my life.
What are you selling them for pre-owned? What are you selling them for on eBay?
I put them up for $79.99.
Wow.
I sold one pair already for $65. I took an offer, that's easy, that's all day.
That's money.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
And I'm still waiting on the other pair. I have them up for $79.99. So I'm waiting for that right buyer.
Oh, they'll sell.
Yeah.
Or they'll offer. They'll sell no matter what, right?
Yeah.
All right. My hot's a little off the wall. I happen to have one to show off for you. This is called a baby bumbo seat, my friends. This is for kids and toddlers and infants, really, babies. New mothers love these. They're a craze. Now, when you see one, it better be clean before you pick it up. But if you find one clean, get it. I paid $3 for this bad boy. I'm going to sell it for at least $30 plus shipping. There are 3 times as many sold as there are listed, and that's a huge sell-through rate.
Nice.
I got two of these right now. Bumbo. It's got a little elephant on the front and the word Bumbo. I got 2 of these right now in my possession. I'm trying. I just listed one. I got to list the other. Here's the catch. You got to remember to go to their website and order the safety straps. It's one of those items that eBay will remove your listing if you do not have the safety straps. So, and it's free. Just go to their website and order a free safety strap. You can sell it all day long. 10 times on your money. Easy.
Hey, Adam, hold that up to the camera so people can see the brand on the front and the logo. It's a little bit washed out in the light.
Yeah.
So,
Y'all got that?
Bumbo, kind of like Dumbo with the B though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was calling it B. It looks like an O, but now I see it. Bumbo.
Bumbo. And it's going to be a pickle to ship. You got to have a big box. However, your man, Harry Tornado.
I know. Did you see it?
When I've watched a couple of his videos, he's passed by at least 2 of them. And I'm throwing in this comment. I'm like, get the Bumbo, man. At least pick it up. At least look at it and check it out.
I'm going to send him a message after this, and I'm going to tell him that.
Excellent, dude. Excellent. All right. Let's go around with our not. Gary, what is the not? What should we not get?
I'm going to tell you to not buy Nautica. Yeah. Anybody remember this brand from when we were in high school? I mean, I do. It was a huge brand back then. And you know what? There's somebody that's going to probably post in the comments, I bought a Nautica shirt, and it cost me $60 or so. I'm sure it did. And that's all well and good. But as far as what I see, the resale value on polo shirts that you can buy, I've always said this, if you can buy it at the mall, it's probably something that you would generally steer away from. Of course, exceptions always exist. If you have a Nordstrom's at your mall, then yeah, sure. I'm sure there's some brands there that really, kick pretty hard. But as far as Nautica goes, it's one of those brands, like it's not bad. I mean, it looks good. They make good clothing, but as far as the resale value on something, it's not there. Every time I found Nautica, it's all stretched out. The collars tend to get that sort of bacon collar on their polos. The pants generally don't go for very much either, unless it's like some kind of super brand. So I would just sort of steer away from Nautica. It seems like a good brand because, again, you go to the mall and it's expensive. You go to an outlet store and you think you're getting a deal at, 2 shirts for $50. But, honestly, it's just not one of those things that you're going to be able to resell for much money.
Is it one of those items that it's just flooded on eBay?
Yeah, there's that too. I mean, there's certain brands. Of course, the more the more well known a brand is, the more you're going to see it, obviously. And I think that with Nautica, kind of like Izod or Ralph Lauren, it really depends. There's so much out there. It's really going to be hard to be competitive.
I got you. So Nautica. Stay away from Nautica unless you're buying it for yourself at a discount rate.
Right, yeah. Yellow and blue always looks good on everybody.
Joey, what you thinking? What is an item that we should stay away from?
I mean, I'm sure everybody may know this. It's something that I was trying to think about. And I had another thing, but this is probably something not to buy, is the TY Beanie Babies. Those old ones, bro. Just stay away from them. My girl bought 10 of them for 99 cents a piece. I'm like, what are you doing? But you learn from it. There are some that actually are worth a lot of money. But you need to know what you're doing first. You need to do your research on those things. You look at the Beanie Babies and they say $6,000 on eBay when that's the only specific one. There's only a couple made, so and people think, oh, I could throw it up there for 5,000 and I could sell it, so
right. Yeah.
You need to do your research on the tags. They have a certain thing on it. It's got to say something wrong. It's misspelled or something like that. It's just something that just stay away from. They are cool looking if it's something that you personally want to put in your house, but it's just not worth it.
Imagine real hardcore collectors that are going to be looking for whatever. So your market is so limited on what you can find that unless it fits, like you said, into that niche, it's just not gonna.
I've always said that Beanie Babies and Black Diamonds are a good way to launder money through eBay.
Yeah.
I might have just given somebody's secret away.
Right. My secret away. What are you talking about?
All right. Gary, your buddy Kevin Bates here says stay away from Jeep.
This is coming from a Toyota owner. I'm not even going to acknowledge that. So just saying. Kevin, love you. Mean it.
Well, my not item, guys, I'm throwing it out here because it's been so difficult for me personally to try to get rid of these 2 items that I've picked out thinking they were going to go for huge money. I picked up a pair of collector's type Nike Air Force or Air Maxes. Okay. They're called the camping Air Max, and they're really weird looking, but you know how many Nikes made? I didn't get the box with it though, because it was in Goodwill, but I saw the listings. I saw 2 listed. They were used. They were with a box for $300. So I thought, for $20, I could pick up a pair and sell them for $100, right?
Yeah.
I can't get rid of these things.
We ate dinner tonight when you saw that.
I listed them, and the first day I listed them, I think I originally listed them for $175. Somebody sent me a $150 offer. I accepted the offer. The dude never paid.
Oh.
So I got stuck with that. I learned a lesson there. Somebody told me that on a high dollar item like that, if you get an offer, you should reply back and counter offer with the exact same amount or $1 less. So now it's on them to accept the offer and pay immediately, and it still leaves your item up on the store.
Nice.
So
I like that.
Take that advice, if you will.
Actually, is very, very good advice right there.
I tried it one time a couple of weeks ago. I got rid of a signatured Mario Lemieux jersey for $300.
Wow.
Hey,
And
by the way, who told you to pick that jersey up in the store?
that would be
looking around.
that guy.
There's a guy here
That guy right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did. I thought it was just scribble scrabble on the back of the jersey at first. And I was just skipping right by it, and Gary was like, get it now. But I listed it for like 400. Somebody sent me a $300 offer. I was like, yes, I will take your offer, but you have zero feedback, man. I'm very scared about this. So I sent back a $299 counter offer, and I said, listen, I like your offer a lot, but to kind of get you to pay immediately, I want you to accept my offer so that it's still live. And I told him straight up, so that it's still live on my store if you choose not to buy it. Mm-hmm. So he did. He immediately paid it and sold it to him. And that was a good story. So my knot is, what's Gary?
You got that thing authenticated as well. Like you sent it to a signature, authenticating, house or whatever they do to issue a certificate to it.
Yeah.
And got all. I can't even believe somebody donated a Mario Lemieux autographed jersey to Goodwill.
They didn't know what they had.
Yeah, they didn't. Neither did Goodwill. Guy's a legend. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, I was surprised it was authentic, to be honest with you. I thought it took me a year and a half to get up the nerve to actually spend more money on it to possibly have nothing, His
signature was so weird, though. It was like one of those things, like somebody forged it. Man, they did a good job.
Yeah, they really did.
There are some really good people out there. But in worst case scenario, you had a Mario Lemieux jersey, so which would have sold for, $60, $70 on its own. So
I'd like to share this. This is bringing back some old stuff. Hey, I love Black Diamond videos. I have a horrible sell-through rate. I'm going to get to keep them forever. Yeah, you're going to have a collection, and I think you'll be the only one who really values that collection. I did have a bunch of Black Diamonds thinking that they were hot items. I sold them all in my yard sale this past weekend to one lady. I don't care if she was going to keep them or resell them, but I got $5 for a lot of 20 of them. So
passing the curse along. If she tries to resell them, she thinks she's getting over on you. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, a gentleman at my yard sale who was a reseller actually made the comment and said, I didn't just get started with this, but you should take your Beanie Babies and your Black Diamonds and call it an eBay starter kit and see if you can talk somebody into it.
That's actually really funny.
Someone should lock that up, like just a bunch of it, and just say eBay starter pack. That'd be awesome.
$50.
Somewhere out in the desert is buried just a bunch of Beanie Babies and a bunch of Black Diamond videos to go along with them.
Cody said, pass on Barbies. 90% of them in thrifts are not worth a flip. That's probably very true.
That's one thing I've never picked up to resell, to be honest. I've never thought of it. I don't know enough about Barbie and all that sort of universe to even make a stab at it. So
I've scanned a bunch of them. Just scan them and see, and they're nothing.
Mm-hmm. Is that one of those money laundering things again? It's like, oh, this one sold for $6,000. Yeah.
No. All right, everybody. Let's move on to our next segment. And it's our game where Gary versus the guest in a game of more or less. All right, so Joey and Gary, get your cards ready. One with more, one with less. The way this game is played is I'm going to show you 5 items that have sold on eBay. They're kind of out there. And I'm going to show you a price that I made up, but you get to guess, did it really sell for more or did it sell for less? And I'm going to keep a score. So y'all better be on your game. Are y'all ready to play?
Let's go.
All right. All right. First item up. Look at there. It's a collector's edition Diana, Princess of Wales, Queen of Hearts, Barbie. Showing price here of $38. Gentlemen, when I say reveal, hold up your card. Do you think it sold for more or less? Reveal. Both of you say for more. All right. The actual selling price of this Barbie was $30.
Dang. I would have really thought that was more, like, for real.
Princess Di. I mean, anything with her, right?
That's
Wow.
what I thought.
Yeah. All right. Feeling good. I caught you both off the very first one. All right. So here, let's go to the next one. We have here a Lego DC Black Suit Superman minifigure from 2013, still new in the package. I show a price of $1,895. Do you believe it sold for more or less? Reveal. Gary says more, and Joey says less.
I see Comic-Con on there. I see San Diego Comic-Con, which means they
San Diego Comic-Con. Right? Okay. So, is that the reasoning for why you say more?
It is my reasoning, yeah. Anything that's exclusive to Comic-Con, it can be hit or miss. But
what are you thinking, Joey? More? You said less. What's your thought process there?
I mean, there's absolutely no way that's $1,895. There's no way.
For Lego figures.
It is, bro. I'm gonna be searching long and hard for this.
Right?
All right, here we go. The actual sale price is $2,299.95.
You sold that?
I didn't want that to be.
No, this isn't my sales, man. This is just random on eBay.
Oh, okay. I was about to say
random on eBay.
Yeah, out on us. Like, where'd you find this?
Oh, no. I wish. Tell you what, I'll let you know if I come across one of these. I'll sell it, and then I'll let you know. All right. That was, let's see. Gary, you're one up. All right. Moving along to the third item here. We have a Donald Trump voodoo doll.
What?
A Donald Trump voodoo doll. Take a look at that picture. It almost looks just like him. The orange skin and everything. So I showed that this price sold at $1.99 with an additional $9.25 in shipping. But actually, I just threw that out there. The shipping doesn't come into this game at all. Do you think that this item sold for more or less than $1.99? Reveal. Both of you said more. All right.
The only reason why I say it, because it says 37 product rating. So that's got to be somewhat of a maybe good item, but I mean, it doesn't look that good. But
if this sold for $50, I'm making some of these when we go off the phone. As a matter of fact, I may actually take the call like here shortly.
All right. So, gentlemen, I'm happy to say that both of you are right, but it's nowhere near what you're thinking. Sold for $2.99. How about that? A Cheeto with needles stuck in it will sell for $2.99.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm making some.
All right. I didn't even notice the 37 product rating, man. That was nice eye on that one.
Yeah. Buy a whole bag of Cheetos. I mean, God, the profit. You turn that $2 bag of Cheetos into, a $60 bag of Cheetos.
Yeah.
And he charged $9.25 in shipping.
I wonder
That's
how
a heavy Cheeto.
He must have put so much like those peanut things in there. I don't know how maybe it been that heavy.
I was about to say, do you have to mark that fragile? Like, otherwise insurance will cover it.
He put it in a not a basketball, a baseball, like you put a signed baseball in a little like square thing. You put it there and put it all around. Had it all set up.
All right. The next item. Are you ready for this? This one should be marked as fragile. It is a hot Cheeto shaped like a wee wee.
That's what I thought it was.
Out of flaming hot Cheetos.
What? Hey, there was 4 bids on it. There was 4 bids on it.
There were multiple bids. Now that you mentioned the product rating, apparently many have sold. There's 24 product ratings.
There are 24 people that actually tried this Cheeto, but yeah.
Yep. All right. So a flaming hot Cheeto shaped like a wee wee. It better be shipped priority with lots of packing peanuts. You don't want that to break. So my listing price is $720. Do you think it sold for more or less? Reveal. Both of you say less. All right. What you're thinking, Gary?
Anybody who pays that for that needs their head examined. I mean, and I know there's some crazy people around the world right now, but my God, like, yeah, they're crazy people, but they're probably not rich.
All right, Joey, what are you thinking? You see, there's 4 bids on it.
Yeah, there's 4 bids. I mean, come on, dude. I don't know, man. I need to see this right now.
Okay, are you ready for this? All right. I said $720. The actual winning bid for this item was $710.
Well, we got it right, but
We both won, but did we
You
win?
both won that, but still, somebody paid $710 plus shipping for a wee shaped hot flaming Cheeto.
dude, I'm gonna start buying some Cheetos, bro. Like,
Yeah, if there's one thing you take away from tonight's episode, it's Cheetos is like a bag of gold or something like that. Yeah.
All right. We got one more item left on this game. And Joey, I actually was thinking of you when I came up with this, just to hopefully give you somewhat of an edge on this next item.
Not a
All right. You ready for this? It is a Pokemon first edition fossil booster box from 1999, factory sealed. Now, I don't even know what WOTC stands for. Do y'all know what WOTC stands for and the acronym in that title?
World of Trading.
Oh, wait.
Was it World of Trading Cards, maybe?
Possibly. I don't know.
I thought it was Wizards of the Coast. I know they did Magic. I'm pretty sure they did Magic the Gathering, but I could be wrong on that.
I could be wrong, too. I don't know.
All right. Well, when you were on a show earlier this week, Joey, I heard you talking about Pokemon, and somebody had asked you to identify different resellers and pick out what Pokemon they best represent. So I thought this might be right up your alley.
Yeah.
So I say it sold for it got 28 bids, by the way. I'll point that out to you. It sold for $7,650. Do you think it sold for more or less? Reveal. More for Mr. Joey Bada Bing and less for Gary. All right, what's your thinking, Joey?
This one.
The first edition, and it's probably the first generation, but it is also the fossil booster box, but it's from 1999. So 1999 stuff right now, when the 25-year, like 2024 hits, these cards are going to be selling like crazy. So I'm saying this is way more than $7,650, honestly.
All right, Gary, what you thinking?
I mean, I think it sold for a lot, but I don't know if it hit the 7,000 mark. I mean, I'm kind of with Joey here in the fact that, it's factory sealed too, and that means a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to the collector market, because you have something that's mint. I mean, absolute mint. There's no dispute about the grade. So I just don't know if it got to the $7,000 watermark. So, but we'll see.
All right, here's the reveal. The winning bid was $8,000.
Wow, that's crazy though. That I'm telling you, man.
Oh,
crazy for Pokemon cards, man. I didn't realize they were that cool. So let's see. We're tied. We're 3-3. Good job, guys. Gary got 3. Joey got 3. That's just going to go down in the winner's book right there. We're going to keep up with that over all of our podcasts and see who came out on top, either Gary or guest, when it's all said and done at the end of the year.
There's a draw in there, and that kind of it's like
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
That's right.
It's gonna be all guests versus Gary. So he's got a lot up against him. So, all right.
I'm predicting football, but we'll see.
Well, our next segment, ladies and gentlemen, is something that we like to call it's the pick of the week. We're bringing back an old school pick of the week that we used to have because I had an awesome story I've got to tell you today. So, ladies and gentlemen who are paying attention still in the comments, first off, we appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe to both Two Dudes Picking and Joey Bada Bing 22.
Oh, yeah.
So this weekend, I went over to my brother-in-law's house. My nephew, he is a thrifter too, but he went off to college, and those dorm rooms, they can't hold all of his inventory. So he handed over to me a bunch of old, what Gary calls mall products, and I took the bucket over to Plato's Closet, which I've never done before. And while I was there, I decided to just look around, and I'm glad I did, because I found this pair of Hoka One One shoes.
Yeah.
They are in brilliant condition.
That's
absolutely beautiful. I mean, you can't call them brand new, but I mean, they are darn close to it. So here's the deal though. Plato's Closet, they gave me $67 for all of those clothes that I took over there. They wanted $18 for the shoes. So they practically paid me to take these off of their hands. So for $67 minus the $18 and 2 other items that I bought, I ended up walking out of that store with $30 cash in my hand, a pair of Hoka One shoes to resell to even make that price go up even more. The story gets even better, folks. I've already cleaned them up and listed them yesterday afternoon when I got home. They sold overnight for $50 plus shipping.
Let's go.
That is why we call that the pick of the week. Oh man, this has been a fun conversation. I am so glad you were able to join us, Joey. I really appreciate you letting us interview you and ask all those USPS questions. I think we're all a little bit smarter on how we need to pack up our eBay stuff now. What do you think, Gary?
I do. And by the way, did I mention I live in rural Alabama? The internet flickered for me there. So if you saw my cam drop, that's what was happening. So anyway, thanks, Joey, for joining us. This has been a fantastic episode. I hope that our listeners got a lot out of it, and I'm sure that they did. Thank you for your insight into the workings of the USPS and your methods of how to pick and, your hot or not as well, and some of that expertise going in. And I hope you've actually given some inspiration to some folks out there who are looking, to make this I'm going to say a career. Because it seems like that's what you want to do. You're okay with where you're at, but you aspire for bigger and better, and the sky is the limit. And with this, Adam and I have always talked about that you could make this as big as you want. It's all about your time and dedication to it. So, and I want to thank you for giving our listeners inspiration for that.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right, we got a few comments here about the game shows and whatnot. Let's just say thanks to everybody who came out. Sal, he said that was a great game. I appreciate you playing along. We're going to have that every other week, Thursday night at 8 p.m. when Gary and I have our podcast. It's every other Thursday. And let's see, Dragon Value Home, he's got some nice comments. Hey, guys, y'all take care of Spend Fun. You guys are awesome. Have to come back and do some more of this soon. Joey, high five, brother. Y'all take care. We'll see you soon. I appreciate you stopping by Dragon Value Home. I really do. Y'all don't forget to subscribe to Two Dudes Picking. Don't forget to subscribe to Joey Bada Bing 22. Y'all, that's a wrap. Joey,
dude, thank you, man. No, thank you guys. This was awesome. I love the structure you guys had. You're definitely going to make me have some type of better structure because you guys knocked it out of the ballpark. You guys are awesome, really.
Excellent. Thanks so much, brother.
We'll have you back on again, hopefully soon. We can share some stories about Pick World and what's going on. So let's not make this last time.
Keep those videos coming because everybody wants to see them some Joey. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. We'll talk to you later. Join us again in 2 weeks. Take it easy, guys.
All right.